Well, we have another project to work on for the van. Right, Maggie? Hello, YouTube. Hope everybody's doing fine today. Today we're going to talk to you a little bit about a project we've got going on in the van. We just received these. And what are they? Do they go like this? Anyway, basically they're brackets. Anybody that's familiar with the Road Trek Zion and the counter space, there is a flip-up counter on the side of the kitchen area. And it kind of flips up like this. Problem is, it's 2 feet long and blocks most of the doorway. We'll show you that in just a minute. So I went out and did some measuring at 1 foot, which is the length of the bracket. And it's still kind of, you can get through the door okay, but if you're carrying things, or I've got the dog on a leash and carrying a coffee, it makes it awkward. So I really only need about 8 inches of shelf space there, basically to put the coffee pot on. So what I got is these. They fold down. There's a pair of them. You can screw the shelf into here, and you can screw this into the side of the cabinet, which is where the old brackets are. So what we plan to do is do that and end up making an 8-inch counter space to go on top of these brackets. We'll go outside here in just a minute, and we'll show you what it looks like out there now and what the existing situation is, and you get an idea why we want to change it. Anyway, let's move on out to the van. Okay, here we are outside in the van, and we'll show you what we're talking about with these brackets. Before we do, I didn't do it inside, but I do like to do a little personal tidbit about me with each video, so you can learn a little bit about me and who you're talking to slash listening to and watching. So if you look up here, you'll see the hat. And you've seen the hats in several other videos, U.S. Army veteran, POW, MIA, etc. I am a U.S. Army veteran, formerly served in the U.S. Army 2 years, 1971 to 1973. So I am a veteran of the United States military, specifically the U.S. Army. Anyway, let's take a look over here. We have the, I'll put these brackets here for now. We have the flip-up counter here. Now we flip that up, and as you can see, there's only this much room here, which I won't fit through. I might fit through sideways, but it's not very convenient, and you can't carry anything. So here is where my hand is. Here is the end of the bracket. So I looked at possibly taking the counter off and putting a different top on it, on the brackets. But again, that still doesn't leave a whole lot of door room. I could fit through, straight through the doorway without impinging myself, but it would be awkward if I was carrying things, had a dog leash in one hand, cooking stuff in the other. So what I want to do is I want to replace that with these brackets here. Let me flip them up here just a second. Okay, just putting one in place there. You can see the difference. Out here is where the other brackets are. Shortens it to this. And one of the big reasons I want a little bit here, with the limited counter space, and if I can make a mess here in the cabinet, I have a coffee pot that will fit right here within the 8 inches. So if I put this here, the coffee pot can stay there, does not have to occupy space on the counter. And what happens on the counter is it keeps getting moved around and around. Now these brackets will be down lower. The table will be the same height because of the electrical outlets here. But that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. So next, I need to take the old stuff off and get ready to install the new. I don't know what I'll use for a countertop yet, but May just put a wood board up there to start with just to try it out. Anyway, that's all for now. We'll get back to you as soon as we get this thing disassembled. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, YouTube. We're back and we're finished. The project is done. We're back in the house in what's commonly referred to in the ham radio business as the ham shack. There's my station in the back, and I've also got computer stuff here where I do my video editing and everything else right in front of me here. And we've got Maggie, and we've got a foster dog named Shadow. And for some reason I keep wanting to call him Sasha. I don't know why. Anyway, the project is done. I'm very pleased with it. And what I want to do now is I took a bunch of still photos while I was doing it, and we'll walk through those, and I'll kind of tell you what the process was and any little hitches that I ran into. So we'll get started with that right about now. Okay, what we're seeing here right now is just the disassembly. I took the old unit off. I just took the brackets off, left the table on, and removed it. These are the new brackets in place, and I had to do something a little bit different here. Let me tell you what we've got. There is a plastic divider, I'll call it, or baffle, behind the sink inside this cabinet. So I ran into a problem where the bolt holes were actually on the left-hand bracket were behind that baffle. That baffle just pulls out with your fingertips. It's connected only with Velcro. I got that off the Road Trek Zion and Simplicity forum, that information. And so that just pulled out and allowed me to go ahead and finish bolting in the bracket on the left side. Here's the brackets in the up position, and they've each got a release on them. And this is just a board I laid on top to see what it was going to kind of look like. I didn't have a board that would fit it, but this was just to test the theory and see how it went. Here's actually the board that I found in the garage, and I cut to size, rounded the corners, and that's the one I'm going to use. And here's the board installed as a shelf, and worked out pretty good. I was pleased, I'll be honest with you. It fits up there nice. This gives you an idea of, this view shows you that you've got almost full walking distance to get out of the van without the shelf in the way. And this is what the coffee pot looks like sitting on top of it. This is where it can stay. I don't have to keep taking it down, and that's one of the prime reasons I put this in there. And then this one, of course, just shows the shelf in the down position. Okay, that's it. The project's done. We're very pleased. I think down the road, that was just a piece of scrap wood I hadn't cut. I've got a friend that does some woodworking, so I think maybe I will get with him to actually make a little bit nicer countertop to mount on it later. But I'm going out this weekend, just local, ham radio field day, and I'm going to be camping out there for the weekend. So I'll get a chance to test it and the coffee pot set up this weekend. Next up on my project list is that electrical outlet to go inside the closet, so it's right below the TV, and I can plug in my laptop and other accessories when I'm using the Lagoon table. Anyway, that's about all. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it if you would subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You'll be notified every time a new video comes out. Please note, I do release a new video every Wednesday. So far, without fail. That's not saying I won't one day, but so far without fail. So thank you for your time, and if you've got any comments on the project or any questions about anything I did, please feel free to put them in the comments. And hit like if you enjoyed it. Take care. Catch you down the road a piece, and thanks again. Bye-bye. Maggie's being silly. Oh, now Shadow's being silly.